just fine.
Give me a minute. Alrighty. We are ready to go. Continue. The revolt begins. Just morning. The revolt begins. After 8 years of careful plotting, the streets of Enzante are ablaze with the flame of the rebellion. Okay, I don't know about careful plotting, but you know. Felipe's scheme to use a fake uprising to strengthen his own position has birthed a genuine revolt. Alas, the advisor is not here to witness it. Sophia executed him without mercy. Mayor Egmont is also dead, and his supporters have joined the last straw. Sophia is planning to take over Enzante, and she has no intention of negotiating with the overseer. Harsh and merciless, she believes that freedom can only be taken by force. Her revolt will inevitably destroy the empire. Disgruntled citizens are rising up all over the city. The last straw's revolt has led the masses to wage a desperate struggle for their rights. It cannot be stopped anymore. Despite the growing chaos, you have no fear. After all these years, you are finally free, and soon your city will be free as well. Oh, baby. Trust me. Oh yeah. Achievement! Dude, there's 89 achievements in this game. Like, that is insane. There's like too many achievements. Side with the revolt. You take the side of the revolt. Of course, there was like 5 different pathways I could have taken here, so peaceful victory. Common folk 3, clergy 3, nobles 3. I don't understand. How does this work? 1 squad 2. I don't understand how that works, but yeah, we need that apparently for a peaceful victory. I mean, a peaceful victory so far is already lost, I mean. Starting a new chapter. For years now, Enzante has been simmering like a cooked pot over a slow flame. The powerlessness of the simple folk, unable to change the old order, has gradually given way to rage. Finally, this anger became stronger than any age-old submission to the higher estate and their fear of divine retribution. This rage was the spark that lit the fire of the revolt. All of Enzante's commoners have risen up in rebellion. Workers, artisans, merchants, bakers, they all long to break free of noble tyranny and the perpetual suffering that is their lot. The most daring among them have joined the last straw. The secret society has sent entire squads of trained soldiers out into the streets. They hand out guns and bombs to people, weapons that give them a chance to wage war on equal footing against noblemen descended from generations of warriors. But the most dangerous weapon the rebel possesses is the people's court. The commoners have claimed the right to sentence their enemies to true death. The first nobles executed by the last straw this very night served as proof that the sentence was real. For the first time in the history of the empire, the divine force of the law is in possession that not only of the noblemen, but also of the common estate. Among the rebels are many new believers. They are ready to take up arms to defend their faith and freedom from the lot. They are led by Lenart, the abbot of the temple by the silver tree. Prefect Elborn's allegiance remains unknown. The supreme judge has taken such pains to give the lowly estate more right. Will he support the revolt that strives to do the same? Enzante has recently been rocked by a series of spontaneous assemblies and protests. The mob demands equal rights for all estates and freedom from the tyranny of the nobles. The authorities must recognize the new faith and grant the commoners the right to choose their own lot. By nightfall, the rebels had disposed of the guards and taken over the city gate. In a matter of minutes, Enzante was under their control. It is the duty of Overseer Gaius Tempest to crush the revolt. The Arcanian nobleman feared for his own position of power, so he was reluctant to punish the rebellious city as discontent slowly grew year by year. But the ensuing uprising has left him no choice. The overseer has announced a full-scale mobilization. In the morning, the legion will march towards Enzante under his command and attempt to return the city to imperial authority with fire and sword. The expedition arrival and the legion is the only hope the nobles have left now that they are locked inside the city. Members of the higher estate, especially the old aristocratic families, fear the coming rampage and strive to keep order in the streets. Meanwhile, the Inquisition, led by Sister Ginny, is trying to stop the new believers and urging the people to reject the revolt. Both groups are aware that if the rest of the province follows Enzante into rebellion and chaos, the empire itself and the divine order will begin to crumble. After nightfall, the city grows quiet. Its courtyards and squares are empty. In mansions and palaces, hasty negotiations are held and schemes are concocted. In dark cellars, the revolt is being prepared. The armed units are gathering. Parishes are getting ready to defend the temples of the new faith against the Inquisition. All citizens, rich and poor, common and noble, are arming themselves, some with ancestral swords, others with cleavers. Enzante is preparing, waiting for the dawn. As the legion arrives for the assault, the rebels assemble into a militia and get ready to fend off the imperial army. But there is little unity in their camp. Their leaders are already mired in a power struggle. There are also defenders of the imperial order within the city walls, members of the old aristocracy, soldiers of the Inquisition, priests of the old faith, commoners unwilling to deny the law the twins designed. These people too refuse to lay down their arms. The first ray of the rising sun... Wait a minute. Priests of the commoners unwilling to defy the law the twins designed. These people too refuse to lay down their arms. These commoners here, they should have never even picked up arms, man. Because that is denying the law of the twins. I'm just saying. I'm throwing this out here. The first ray of the rising sunlight up the horizon. This day will go down in history. Your entire life has led you to this moment. Step by step, you have made yourself the man you are now. Yeah, for better or worse, I guess. Your actions today could alter the course of history, but are you ready to go the distance? What will have become of you by the time the sun sets? Baby, probably nothing good. Okay, so we have the Legionist of the revolt wins a decisive victory over the Imperial forces. So we would need the common folk 3, the revolt 6, and then leading the revolt. Peace with the Overseer. Overseer Gaius Tempest is forced to accept the demands of the revolt. That one would probably be pretty good, but it looks like it's gonna be hard to obtain. The city is defended. The rebels managed to fight back the attack of the Legion and hold Enzante for some time. The revolt is defeated. Not good. The surrender, The revolt led by Sophie wins at the cost of relentless massacre. Well, we don't really want that one either, I suppose. Dark times. Neither side succeeds. Chaos and disorder spreads all over the empire. We don't really want that one either, though. We kind of want to go for this. This one wouldn't be bad. And this one wouldn't be horrible, but not my favorite. But we would like this. The family is in the city. The Brante family chose to remain in the rebellious city of Inzante. Okay. The family is fled. The family is saved. Well, we don't want this one, okay? Yeah. Escape from... You flee the violent streets of Inzante? We don't want that either. Oh my gosh! Dude! I don't even think that's possible, but... Oh, bro, that's brutal. We're gonna do it, though. Nice, okay. Alright, continue. Let's see where our horrible choices get us. It is morning time. It's a one-day revolt. I don't think many revolts last in just one day, but condition meant. Okay. The first rays of the morning sun reach the windows of your family home. It would be so easy to forget about the impending revolt here within these old familiar walls, but the calm before the storm will soon be over, and yesterday's turmoil will return. There are only a handful of hours left. The Brantes have to decide what to do. Should the family stay in the city or prepare to weather the storm? Should they join the struggle or should they simply avoid it? After a sleepless night, you gather in the sitting room as a family once again. Father is the first to speak. His determined, yet surprisingly calm voice fills the room. This is what I was afraid would happen. The noble estate has turned a blind eye to the common people's misery, and now we have a revolt on our hands. It is my fault as well. I did all I could to serve the cause of justice, but it just wasn't enough, and now blood will be shed. The family patriarch casts a somber gaze over his children. I want to make one thing very clear today. Our family cannot get involved in the unrest. We will not take sides. I feel for the common estate, but we are not getting dragged into a hopeless bloodbath. As for preserving the overseer's rule in Inzante, we will not sacrifice ourselves for that either. He has led Magra to this rebellion, and now it is up to him and his legion to deal with the rebels. And we mustn't forget Commander Otten and his noble militia. They're all too eager to use this opportunity to slaughter all the nobles they blame for the revolt. Father is silent for a while. Then he takes his sword off the wall and places it firmly on the table. His voice rings with the coldness of steel. We will stay in our city and protect our home. Whatever danger we might face today, the Brantes will not surrender their home, their status, or their place in this world. None of you have ever seen Father so filled with resolve, but he still seeks your support. Robert, the patriarch of the Brante family, meets your gaze. My son, I know you're going to make your own decision. You're too deeply involved in this conflict to just stand aside. I feel like too deeply involved is an understatement. Like, the whole reason this is it's my fault. Like, I'm not too deeply involved. Like, I caused the thing. Like, you know? But right now I'm talking about our family here. Our family must remain out of harm's way no matter what you decide to do. Agree with your father and protect the home. -5 willpower. The Brantes will side with the revolt? this is all not good. I mean, theoretically, this would be the best way to save the family. But we would come closer together as a family. Or even this. And that helps us towards one of our goals. What? The revolt common folk needs to be 3. Okay. Brontes will flee the city, though. Why does that only reflect his relations? The rebel, the family is in the city. Agree with father and protect your home. I don't know, man. I kind of want to make them leave because I don't want them to die. Of course, this doesn't say they don't die leaving, and it doesn't say they die staying. You know what, dude? Let's do this one. Let's try it. Hopefully we don't fuck up. You spring to your feet and meet Father's eyes with a steely gaze of your own. He's making a mistake. The people have grown so desperate because the nobles have driven them to despair with their merciless. Wanton cruelty. Yes, Father, Elborn and the others fought for their rights, but even they dragged their feet on real change. You, the Brante family, must openly side with the revolt. Gloria leaps to her feet. Your sister has been quiet all this time, but she cannot hold back anymore. Father, I have always been obedient. What? I've never defied your will. Is she just blatantly lying now? Like, I thought all these years was like doing poetry and shit. Like, that was being disobedient, wasn't it? Hey, I won't judge. But I am a member of this family now, and I cannot remain silent when our family's future is at stake. The people are finally rising up against tyranny and oppression. You cannot simply stay out of it. Yes, there are many cutthroats and thieves among them who just want to get rich off the riots, and yes, there will be chaos, but we can no longer live in fear of change. Father, you have always tried your best as a judge to bring justice to all the estates, but the old ways will never change if all we do is lock our doors. We need to get out there and fight. Gloria points at the sword in Father's hand. You took up arms so you use them to fight the enemies of freedom. Father hesitates, pondering Gloria's passionate plea. He looks first at you and your sister and then at grandfather's portrait on the wall. The late Gregor Brante stares back at his progeny, implacable and stern. Father shudders. Then he turns his back on the portrait as though shedding the last of his doubts. He buckles his sword belt. Gloria, you're me. What? You're right, both of you. I will see my life's work through to the end. If it's the last thing I do, I would never forgive myself otherwise. The Brante family will fight for the revolt. With no time to wait, Father begins to strategize. It is crucial that the city be able to withstand the Legion's onslaught. I'll go gather people to defend the city walls. I hope the commoners will follow me. My name, Brante, ought to carry some weight with the rebels. Gloria squeezes your hand gleefully. Well, mine carries like freaking weight with the rebels, man. Hey. Brother, we're finally fighting the old order together, you and me. You know, I knew you'd grow up to be a great man. Yeah, if only she knew all the shitty things I did. Even back when you were just a baby in my arms. I'm going to talk to everyone I know who cares about our cause and tell them to join us. You embrace your sister briefly with all your might, then leave the sitting room. It is time to get ready and muster all your strength. You are about to join the battle for the fate of the city. You step out the door and walk to the gate. Your place is on the streets where history is about to be written, but then you hear Nathan's voice behind you. Hold on! You turn around and look behind you. The hunched, hapless silhouette of your younger brother appears on the steps. Nathan hurries towards you. Is he coming with me, or is he just hurrying towards me? Nice. The family has stayed in the city, has chosen to remain rebellious. Your dad finally lets you listen to Twisted Sister. Yeah, we're rebels, dude. Yeah, this event is a consequence of your previous action. More consequences. Your younger brother stands before you, clutching an old prayer book. He speaks, sighs deeply, then begins to speak. I know you're in a hurry. I'll try not to take up too much of your time. As you know, my faith has wavered all my life. The twins know how much I've sinned. But even in my darkest hour, I knew they hadn't turned away from our world. I knew they still cared. Nathan is quiet for a moment, watching a tiny ant make its way across the porch. But I just can't understand, no matter how hard I try, what's happening to us. This revolt against the Empire, how did the twins let it happen? Is this even possible? I mean, the twins made the whole world as part of their design, didn't they? Does that mean the entire world is about to fall apart? This revolt, what is it? Please help me understand. Nathan's sullen gaze rises towards the shining pillar, but thick gray storm clouds are already moving towards the city. The shining strip at the edge of the city is growing dimmer by the second. You watch the sky too, lost in thought. What will you tell him? Walk away without giving him an answer. That's funny. Fuck! What did I need for these? Wow, okay, so I guess Nathan just gets fucked and all this. That's cool. I guess I gotta do the shitty option. You ponder Nathan's question for a while, then answer. The gods no longer hear our pleas. They filled the world with people and bent it to their design. But that was long ago. As the world evolved, their divine design began to falter. The Emperor's eternal rule, the three estates, the three lots, our lives can no longer conform to these claustrophobic old rules, but the gods cannot discern our minuscule woes from up there on the peak of the pillar. They have no idea how broken their design has become. There's only one way to make the twins pay attention to the woes of the world they created, by offering them a challenge, a revolt, an opposition to their will. This is the only way to change our lives for the better, therefore the coming revolt is a great boon. Nathan averts his gaze as he listens to you, staring down at the dirt beneath his feet. At least he managed to look you in the eye. You've always had a way with words, but this, I just cannot believe it. I can't believe that humans or Arcanians can speak to the twins as equals. Now I feel the gods will never hear us, our prayers, our threats, our tears. I've been trying to find an answer for so long, but it's all been for nothing. The gloom of the pillars is barely visible in the gloomy sky, but Nathan is not looking at it anymore. You leave him sitting on the porch, his eyes downcast, clutching his knees. A broken little man who never found a place in the great design. I'm sorry for wasting your time. You can go. Damn it, that kind of sucked, man. That's not even what I believed either. What I believed is that the twins had a design that everybody was equals. Maybe except for the Arcanians. But that the church took advantage of it is what I truly believed, but I could not choose that option. Your brother is consumed by despair. +1 eulogy. Hell yeah! What? The crimson sun slowly rises above the horizon. You make your way through the city in chaos. carefully observing what is happening on the streets. The rebellion is flaring up again after a night of calm. Once again, the commoners are taken to the squares in droves. The grim resolve in the rebels' eyes speaks volumes. They are determined to seize their freedom or die trying. There are others, however, who are huddling inside their homes, locking their doors and praying to survive the revolt unscathed. With every passing minute, you see more and more people carrying banners. They bear a hand clutching a lantern, the mark of the last straw. The conspirators have left the shadows at last. They hand out guns to the common folk, using these last precious minutes to quickly teach them how to fire them. The artisans are out on the streets too, cobbling together makeshift shields out of wood and nails to protect them against the nobles and their blades. Fortunately for the rebels, the nobles remain divided. The old noble bloodline have sided with Dorius Otten. The Arcanian has sworn to bring down the revolt by any means necessary. His noble militia now stands guard in the Silver District, where the city's most eminent aristocrats have their homes. They represent the greatest threat to the revolt. Many nobles of the mantle, however, are too eager to revolt their own oath and fealty and side with the rebels. Though ennobled to serve the Empire, they no longer want to suffer under the boot of the highborn Arcanians and human gentry. But there are many more who are still undecided. Soldiers and low-ranking officers of the Legion from the city's garrison, officials and functionaries. They have all found themselves caught between the Overseer's orders and the people's revolt. Many of them are biding their time, hoping the Legion and the Prefect will spring into action and quell the unrest. But the Prefector has yet to react. The city prefect, Sir Elborn, still has not made it clear which side he is on. Even the clergy has been swept up in the strife. Abbot Lenart is gathering new believers for the procession to the Silver Tree, where the people will elect a new patriarch. Old believer priests and common folk who prefer to cling to the lots and save their souls stand in opposition. Even the Inquisition, whose duty is to protect the Church of the Twins Gods against heresy, has been tainted by this schism. The true fight for the fate of the Anzante will begin in a matter of hours. You have had 8 years to curry influence among the people of this city. It is time to put your connections to the test. Who can you sway to your side? Who will be willing to sacrifice their lives and fight for your cause? Well, apparently only rebels, because everything else is fucked. Oh, because you gotta do... Oh, I understand why. I understand. By your time. I suppose that's what we gotta do. Tasty. Many of the Last Straw members are loyal to you and you alone. When the revolt began, they disappeared into the thick of the fray. These last few hours of silence are the perfect opportunity to find them again. You send out a city-wide message summoning your people to the usual meeting place. As noon draws closer, the empty print shop comes to life again. The rebels who flock there are ready to fight for the revolt. In their eyes, you are the leader of the city's underground and the one guiding light to the ensuing chaos. You start hiding out weapons, appointing lieutenants and teaching your men to fight in the streets. Strike quickly, you tell them, and try to take the enemy by surprise, then retreat, split up, reassemble somewhere else. They are miners, diggers, artisans, merchants, paupers, desperate commoners, and they are all ready to pull all their remaining lives on the line. All ready to put all of their remaining lives on the line, even though it does not say that. They will either win their freedom or face the gallows for unimaginable acts of treason against the Empire. This is all they have left. Do you have what it takes to realize their hopes and guide them to victory? It is time to find out. The sound of gunfire fills the city streets once again. The lull has passed. This is a consequence of your actions. The time has come, a long and arduous day looms before you. You will need all the support you can get. It is time to distribute your stash of guns and gunpowder to those you can truly trust. You guide your loyal last straw comrades to the secret warehouse. They dig into the contents enthusiastically, arming themselves with guns and hanging pouches of bullets from their belts. You are now the commander of an armed squad of loyal commoners. Today, they will help you reach your goal. World domination! Oh wait, that's not what I'm trying to do. Or maybe it is. Sorry. Noon approaches. Your thoughts keep returning to Sophia as you muster your forces for the impending fight for the city's future. Where is she right now? What are her plans? What are her orders for the last straw? Joined by your followers, you carefully make your way through the now empty streets. Danger could lurk behind any corner. Take another turn and hear someone moaning in pain. You quickly zigzag to the edge of the Silver District. At the end of the street is a square in which several wooden stakes have been hastily erected. Nailed to each stake is a commoner dressed in bloody, tattered rags. What is going on? You sign for your men to take cover by the walls of the old factory. You hear the hoofs of a single horse clattering along the cobblestone. A stately horseman rides towards the stakes, a luxurious cloak draped across his shoulders. You have known his dire from since you were a lad. The Arcanian's arrogant voice echoes through the square. Dorius Otten. People of Enzante, heed my words. I am Dorius Otten, High Commander of Magra, leader of the noble militia. Ammon points the tip of his sword at the withering commoners. These low-born wretches dared to sneak into the Silver District and rob noble homes, but I will not grant them the mercy of a lesser death by my blade. They will suffer as befits their lot. This is their divine duty. Know this, rebels. Anyone who follows your precious Sophia will share the same fate. I know my runaway servant Willie ways. She'll send you all at me without a second thought. You will all die by my hand. She won't care. She's completely insane. All she wants is to see Enzante burn to the ground. That's probably actually kind of a little true. Your men exchange uneasy glances. You motion for them to remain quiet. You need to stay out of sight for now. Sophia, I know you're around here somewhere. You're grown up, but you're still my property. I can see your people turning their backs on you. All hope is lost. Come back to your lord and master. You will be mine forever. The lone rider is motionless and silent in the empty squares. It is quiet. Even the captive commoners stifle their moans. Bang! A squad of last straw rebels spill out of an alleyway and rush at Otten. Sophia is the first among them, her plain shirt stained with blood, a long, heavy musket in her hand. You're lying, blue-faced whoreson. Whoreson? I want him alive. The People's Court will deal with him. Sophia stops and takes aim. Another gunshot rumbles. Ottman's mare collapses, wounded, taking her rider to the ground. The rebels run toward Otten, celebrating his downfall, but then you hear the defending clanking of hoofs coming from the Silver District. The noble militia, the riders were waiting to ambush Sophia. Then light cavalrymen smash into the last straw squad like a heavy steel gauntlet. The rebels are taken by surprise. They are about to retreat. Otten gets up from under his horse, his sword at the ready. What up, man? Not one step back, damn you. We'll fight them to the end. The militia has the rebels' leaders surrounded. The people are hugging the walls, trying to stay out of sight. They watch the fight, anxiously waiting your orders. I'm just waiting here? Aw, shit. Aw, shit. If Sophia is captured, she will not be there to lead the rebellion. However, if she escapes, the revolt will be ruled by her merciless, vindictive cruelty. This is about more than just Sophia, you remind yourself. This confrontation could decide the fate of the entire revolt. So I'm screwed! What did I need for this? Scheming? you serious, dude? Are you? Come on! Come on! I needed 2 more in scheming. 2 more? Damn it! So I'm screwed. I'm screwed! Aw, man. So now the only ones that could happen is this one or this one. Well, I guess or this one. No, I have to be leading the result for that one to happen. Oh, that sucks, dude. I wanted this one so bad, but I can't do it. Because I have to do this, which means I have to kill Sophia. But I can't kill her because I don't have enough scheming. Damn it. Are you serious? Well, I guess I gotta be a little fucking lapdog. That's nice. I wanted to. You give your order quietly. Ready? Your weapons, be quiet and follow me. We must rescue Sophia and her people. The rage of battle and the deafening rumble of gunfire render the noble riders blind and deaf to your approach. You bring your squad closer, waiting for the perfect moment to take them by surprise. Sophia and the rebels fight with all their might, but the riders keep pushing. The ring around them becomes smaller and smaller. Squad, attack! Our cause is just. Sophia, we're coming. Death to tyrants. Yeah, this is not what I wanted, but steel grinding against steel. Clouds of acrid smoke, the stench of blood, horses neighing in terror. You used to walk to Sir Tibbler's school along this very street, but now it is the site of a terrible battle. To find Sophia in the chaotic skirmish, follow the flashes of magical yellow light. One by one, the riders fall from their saddles, paralyzed by her spell. Sophia's sepia eyes burn with rage. Come here, Otten. I'll show you what your servant can do. Driven by blinded rage, the desperate young woman faces the armed and armored riders on her own. You finally make your way to her side. Sophia! Finally! I thought they got you. Come on, let's crush them together. You scream over the sounds of the skirmish. No, this is a battle you cannot win. You will have to abandon the captives. You have to get out of this trap right now. Sophia takes a moment to catch her breath and return to her senses. The furious yellow light in her eyes dies down. Your loyal fighters form a shield around her, blocking another assault by Otten's riders. Reinforcements on horseback are already heading your way. From the noble silver district, you grab Sophia by the elbow, her voice hoarse. You scream an order to the rebels, retreat. You draw from the square, down a narrow back street and alleyway under the cover of gunfighters. Fire. The riders quickly lose track of you. Only Otten's screams of rage reaches your ears now. Just wait till I get my hands on you, you filthy slut. Wow, you'd better think the twins I have more important matters to attend to. Well, obviously you didn't, or else you wouldn't have been set in a trap, jackass. In a quiet space surrounded by several houses with boarded up doors and windows, Sophia's rebels take a moment to lick their wounds. They join your fighters next. Few of those rebels survive, but they have the guns, training, and tenacity to see this through the very end. While everyone recovers, you wander away to find Sophie. She is sitting on the doorstep of an abandoned house, far from the rest of you. I almost got us killed. If it weren't for you. Hey, that's right. Tried to turn our men against us. He told them I was crazy. I couldn't let him keep lying like that. So, in that, you showed them you were a crazy bitch? That don't make no sense. You put your hand on her shoulder. Ever since this all began, you have both known that the revolt would cost you dearly. Right now, all you can do is keep fighting no matter what. And if any member of the last straw gets scared and try to switch sides, when faced with fire and blood, you will show them no mercy. Sophia should know that you will be by her side until the very end. Gets back to her feet, angry flecks of gold glowing in her eyes again. Right, no mercy. If they listen to the enemy, they're the enemy too. I won't make the same mistake again. I'm through second guessing myself. The people need me. My place is here in the streets. She belongs to the streets. Sorry. That was just a good setup. I need to lead the people, give them a purpose, give them a leader, and grind the old order into dust. There's a big gathering at Empire Square over by the Chancery. I should be there. If you want to fend off the Legion, I gotta bring the whole city together under the banner of the last straw. But we've still got plenty of enemies in Enzante. I hear Otten and his militia have just moved out of the Prefecture. They want to execute Elborn and his judges for treason. There's lots of people by the Prefecture. We need them on our side. Who knows, maybe even Elborn will join us. You should head there. I'll start getting people together at Empire Square. Sophia squeezes your hand so hard it hurts. And come back as soon as you can, okay? I can't do this without you. Yeah, well guess what? I wanted you to die there so I could lead the revolt. But no, I needed 2 more scheming to kill you. How hard is a freaking bullet? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. How much scheming do I need to walk up and be like, BAM! Bitch, your squad's mine now. You squeeze her hand in return, and then you part ways. Sophia and her most loyal rebels leave for Empire Square. Your next stop is the Prefecture. So, pretty much, we're screwed on the ending because of my poor decision making. We're kind of like stuck in the bloodbath ending, which is not the one I wanted. The searing sun looms high in the sky above the rebellious city. The square in front of the Prefecture is packed with commoners. Just a moment ago, they boldly demanded that the judges and Ghardamas side with the rebellion, but now they are terrified. They fear the noble army that is coming for them. They call for rebellion are gone, placed by frightened screams, which thunder against the cobblestone, earthquakes beneath their feet. The noble militia led by Dorius Otten carves a path through the human sea. The terrified rebels scatter as the riders approach. The Ghardamas remain where they are, forming a tight circle around the Prefecture and Elborn. The Prefect calls out to the crowd, his voice hoarse. Everyone stay calm, let them through, do not draw your weapons. Otten's riders push the mob aside and eventually reach the tall buildings. The Archean commander draws in his reins, only when the Ghardamas all that separate him from the Prefecture stares. Prefect Elborn, how dare you disobey the orders of the province's rightful rulers? You have abused your position to appease the rebels and defy imperial rule. This inconceivable rebellion is your fault. It is time for you to accept your well-earned punishment. In the name of Archduke Melandius, I hereby order you and your Ghardamas to surrender your weapons. The Supreme Judge and the Prefect maintain his composure in the face of this recrimination. I only obey the laws of the Empire, Sir Otten, not you or your runaway Archduke. Otten's face contorts into a predatory grin. Excellent. You've had your chance to save face, old man. Instead of a dignified execution, you and your cronies will hang like the foul rabble you betrayed us for. Otten lifts his sword skyward, prepared to order an assault. The riders behind him are about to attack. The Ghardamas ready their clubs. Their hands are trembling. They will not stand a chance against the noble cavalry. The mob begins to shift, about to flee the square. The fate of this moment hangs by a thread. Rouse the mob and encourage them to defend the Prefect. We get power, -1 order. No order, baby. +2 to the revolt, +1 troops, -5 willpower. Augustus Elborn is a rebel. What do we need for that? Oh, shit. Dude, if we were a nobleman, we could have been like, hey, I bet you, I'll do ya, bitch, you know? Overthrow Elborn and just freaking kill him? And that helps us with nobles? Or you can just stay out of it, man. No, let's do this. Let's help Sir Elborn, since he is my Otten's riders advance on the Gendarmes. I mean, he's not my real uncle, but I always called him Uncle Elf, you know? I didn't, but, you know, I'll start calling him that now. If you do nothing, the prefect will fall. You need to act now. You leap into the mob, scramble up onto an overturned carriage, and call out to the throng. You hear voices throughout the crowd. It's Brante! Devlin Brante wants to say something. You shout as loudly as you can. People of Zante do not fear the wrath of the nobles. Your lives are finally yours. You're the first time since the empire was founded. Cast off the lots of humility. You are many, they are few. It is time to fight. For years and years, the prefect has always been there to protect the rights and freedom of the common man. We cannot let it fall into the enemy's hands. Stop them. Protect the prefect. Elborn hears you over the din of the struggles of the prefector's stairs. His voice joins yours. Show them you have no fear. Take your rights right by force. I am Prefect Elborn. I am on your side. Your words inspired the people with a sense of solidarity. I don't know that my words did more than his, but you know. They have much to lose now, and they will not surrender their freedom without a fight. In the blink of an eye, the unwieldy throng bristles with heavy sticks, wooden clubs, and makeshift spears. You start giving orders from your impromptu podium, commanding these newfound army to assault the rear of Otten's cavalry. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. Cut the rabble down. No mercy. The cavalry turns to face them as the onslaught sharp spear. Bones crack beneath hoods, swords slice through defenseless flesh. The stench of blood fills the square as fallen bodies dissipate into glimmering dust. You keep doling out furious commands, trying to ensure that the common folk are not wounded. Hold the line, stand your ground. Better a lesser death than an eternal slavery. The riders smash into the people have numerically superior, and their spears and clubs strike back. The cavalry begins to drown in the sea of humanity. The Gendarmes hit Otten's warriors from the rear. One by one, the riders are dragged from their horses. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. Alright, I'll stop. The noble militia falters. Traitorous filth, retreat! Otten and the surviving horsemen turn tail and flee, furiously carving a path with their swords. At last, half of Otten's men have fallen in this battle. Cries of victory fill the squares. The commoners shake their weapons, eager to follow your orders. But it is far too early to celebrate. You have only fought off one assault. Prefect Elborn finds you in the boisterous crowd. Devlin, your courage has saved the Prefector. I am with you until the end. Whatever you need from me, you will have it. We need to hurry now. The noble militia we've seen in the city pales in comparison to the force of the Legion. I'll gather our forces at the Prefector and establish a unified command structure. You find Abbot Leonard and aid him in any way you can. His procession must be en route to the Silver Tree by now. The enemies of the New Faith are waiting, their weapons in hand. They'll massacre each other if we don't stop them. Brante, the city is a powder keg with a short fuse. More fire and blood is the last thing we need. What we need is more allies, and having Leonard on our side is crucial. We need a spiritual leader who can unite the city against the Legion. Water. You nod to Elborn. The fate of the feud between the two faiths will be decided in the clash of the Silver Tree. You have to be there. You wish the Prefect luck, then muster your loyal forces and head for the tree. Bam, bam, bam. He's a rebel. It's a lawless land. We are a lawless land. A land filled with lawlessness. An enormous sea of humanity flows through Enzante, filling the streets of the Temple District. They are led by Abbot Lenart. The new believers walk peacefully behind him, many of them women and elderly. They are unarmed. Their faces show neither fear nor anger. They are so drastically unlike the throngs of rebels who are currently ransacking streets and looting noble houses. The procession slowly makes its way towards the temple of the Silver Tree. The temple has always been where patriarchs and the church accept their sacred duties along with the heavy burden of responsibility for their flock before the twin gods. When a patriarch speaks, the twins pay heed, and every 8 years it falls upon the patriarch to proclaim in their sight how their world is humbly following the lot it has been given. Long after the twins descended to our world, the patriarchs came to be elected at the conclave by the clergy. This tradition has continued for many years. Today, dozens of priests have come to the temple in spite of the unrest to conduct the rite and spare the twins' world from their wrath. But now thousands of commoners are walking to the same temple to elect the new patriarch themselves. You and your followers take a side street to the temple, avoiding the immense procession. Soon the square where the tree is packed, seeming overwhelmed. But the stairs to the temple doors cannot be reached. A stalwart phalanx of champions of faith block the way, with Jenny in the lead. They are joined by the inquisitors, those who have decided to walk the path of the old faith until the very end. I will not allow you in the temple, Leonard. These heretics will not make you patriarch. Father Leonard slowly begins to ascend the stairs. He does not argue with Jenny. The abbot simply faces her with a humble face and gestures at the people standing behind him. Doubt clouds the champions' faces. Leonard's procession is truly staggering. Even if they are mere commoners, even if they are unarmed and empty-handed, there are simply too many of them to be stopped by a few dozen old believers. Sister Jenny, look at them. Are they truly heretics, all of them? They are just people, our brothers and sisters in faith. Why would the Inquisition treat us like enemies? We do not reject the twins' gods. Nay, we seek them with our every thought. You rejected the laws of the younger when you chose to seek your own lots. No, Jenny. Jenny. The only thing we rejected is Isatias's error. This argument has been going on for years, Leonard. I know each and every point you can make. Don't even bother. You will not enter the temple. All of these people, you're just dragging them down to the foot of the pillar along with you. How can you still not understand this after so many years? What do you think you're doing, Leonard? Don't you fear the wrath of the gods? I do not, Jenny. When I become patriarch, I will tell the twins that we still love and revere them just as we always have, even as we seek a different path to them. The twins will hear us. They will listen, they will understand. There will be no wrath of the gods. They ascend the stairs to the doors of the temples. The champions' swords do not deter them. Jenny watches the massive congregation approach her, her eyes filled with remorse. She raises an arm, about to give her final order. Champions of faith, protect the sacred temple. Fight to the bitter end. You reach the foot of the stairs as she speaks these words. This is your last chance to intervene. Oh shit, this is my only option. So you get order, revolt, clove. Oh my gosh. Dude. Why can't I do that one? I don't even know where that relation would have came. Oh, with the priesthood. Dude. Well, why can't I do that one? Okay. Why can't I do that one? I don't know. Why can't I do that one? Clergy. Oh, that's why I can't do that one. Well, I guess I need to save the new believers for bloodshed, which sucks dick. You can never be There can never be peace between the Inquisition and the New Believers. Sister Jenny is right. The dispute between them has been going on for years. Neither side will ever yield to the other. Right now, there is only one thing you can do. Rescue as many of them as you can from what is to come. You gesture to your followers hurriedly, spread out and guide the people away from here, as many as they can. Go in the name of the younger. The champions of faith obey Jenny's order. They get into formation and begin advancing on the New Believers, weapons in hand. The unarmed mob recoils in fear, but those in the front row are pushed from behind and driven into the blade. Blood splatters into the stair of the sacred temple. A woman's voice lets out a shrill scream. Panic spreads throughout the mob like wildfire. Chaos fills the minds of women and men. They begin pushing, pulling, dashing, recoiling like frightened animals, and the warriors of the church keep advancing, unrelenting and lethal. Your men have reached the edge of the square. They try to guide the New Believers down back alleys, shouting, "Here, over here!" But for many of them, it's already too late. A mighty gust of wind rushes over the square. It roars, howls, almost screams. Filled with remorse, agony, and wrath, the earth begins to tremble beneath your feet, before your very eyes, as though in some terrible nightmare. The roof of the sacred temple begins to shake, and the pillars start to sway back and forth. No! The world is turned upside down, like a kaleidoscope shaken by a massive hand. For several seconds, everything blends together. You fall flat on your back. Slowly you come to your senses. You are surrounded by dozens of bodies and chunks of rocks. What the? Where the temple of the silver tree once stood, there is nothing. The grand majestic structure is no more. It has been leveled to the ground. Remnants of its walls and roof are scattered across the square. The stairs that once led to it have been ground into gravel. A cloud of dust slowly settles upon the square. After the dust comes the leaves, thousands and thousands of leaves shed by the silver tree. They cover the corpses and the truly dead like a pale white shroud. The entire square glows as the bodies of those yet to be reborn dissolve into nothingness. There are so many that the light stings your eyes, even though the thick dust that still hangs over it all. Just how many people met their deaths today? Sister Janine and the warriors are gone, buried beneath the rocks. The order of the Inquisition in Enzante is finished. You stagger to your feet and go to where you last saw Father Bernard. You soon spot the edge of this once white cassock pinned by a chunk of broken pillar. It takes all your strength to roll the heavy stone away and grab it about from under the rubble. Bernard is wounded but conscious. He looks around trying to understand what has happened, and then slowly falls to his knees. A loud groan escapes his lips. Blood and tears trickle down Bernard's face, mixing together. The abbot chokes on the dust. His eyes are fixed on the ruins of what was once his temple, the bare branches of the tree piercing the sky like a sword. I was wrong. The gods, they wouldn't listen to us. They rejected our faith. What do I do? What do I do now? What do I do? My temple. How will we live now? There's no hope left. This is the end. Bernard's words become incoherent, descending into a frantic babble. You speak to the abbot, trying to console him. All is not lost. You manage to save many people. You're not sure you can hear you now, but you cannot wait for him to come to his senses. You have to take the lead, so you begin mustering your forces and getting ready to move the Empire Square. Enormous crowds of people are already on their way there, about to choose the leader of the Enzante Rebellion. The sun slowly begins to set. True death. Not gourd. Evening. Good evening. It's evening now. The sun is setting. The blood-red sky quavers in the hot smoke from the fires raging throughout the city. You cannot help but recall a passage from the lives of the twins, one of the many pages Mother used to quote when you were a child. And the elder said, "Lo, I have cast a flame into the world, and I shall guard it until it begins to blaze." Could this passage be referring to today? You lead your followers to Empire Square. You walk around rubble, past abandoned carriages and unfinished barricades. There have clearly been clashes here recently. The dust of the departed is still rising into the sky. Thousands of well over half the commoners of Enzante. The Chancellery has been under rebel control since noon. All Imperial officials either fled or were torn apart by the mob. Scraps of rumors and gossip reach your ears as you move closer. Did you hear what happened to the great tree? It's the Inquisitor. They just started slaughtering folks. They grabbed them swords there and started killing unarmed people. Leonard's procession made it into the temple. There were signs from the twins. All lies. The twins got angry and destroyed them. All under the tree. The temple's gone. I tells you, gone for good. The crowd is on edge. From the Chancellor's stairs calls for another people's court. The mob turns as one. Several last-straw rebels drag a handful of well-dressed nobles out onto the steps and force them to their knees. The leader of the execution is a preacher with a mane of unkempt hair and wild eyes of a lunatic. Oh, baby, Father Fraud! My man! The younger, he speaks through us. He does. He gave us the power of his law, the power to punish our enemies, to execute them. Anyone who stands in our way is our enemy of the twins themselves. People, it is time to judge these enemies of the simple folk. What is your sentence? The mob roars so loud in expression. Death! True death! The last rebels ready their guns. One of the captains gets to his feet and speaks out definitely. You dare call this pathetic freak show a people's court? You don't have the power, you never have, and you never will. You think you can wield the law of the twins? Bah! We'll come back and we'll make you pay. The nobleman's last words are drowned out by a thunderous volley of gunfire. One by one, the nobles collapse, their bodies pierced by bullets. They remain where they fall. The mob gasps in amazement. There can be no doubt the People's Court has the power to mete out true death at will. This is what will happen to anyone who dares to oppose us. All hail the revolt, all hail our leader, all hail Sophia. Sophia's gonna lead us, she's gonna fend off the Legion, she's gonna bring justice first to Enzante, then the whole empire. She's gonna tear down the old ways and wipe all them tyrants and nobles from the face of the world. The mobs exploded to an ecstatic chant. They shouted one word over and over again. Sophia! Sophia! The enormous thongs bellows widely, eager to see the face of their leaders. Unite the rebels around Sophia. Well, hell, I can't really do that now, can I? I can't do that either. I cannot do that neither. Holy shit, what do I have to do for that? Oh shit. Overthrow Sophia. No, dude, because the revolt's not 8. Wait, what? It's not less than 8. If it was less than 8, I could have overthrown her. How would I have ever known that? No! This is bullshit. This is bullshit, man. I get -5 willpower for that, though. But if I don't get involved, I get +5. And the revolt still gets +2. Gosh darn it, if I had known that, I would have kept the... What is the revolt at? Holy shit, actually, I don't even think I could have kept it down, so... You know. Still, that blows, man. I wanted to kill her. I mean, I wanted to overthrow her, not murder her. I mean, part of me wanted to, not gonna lie, because I wanted to get my good ending. I guess, you know what else does this give us? Revolt, troops, common folk. I mean, those are both max. Revolt's also max. We get 1 power, I guess. Man, Sophie's max. I'm just not gonna get involved. That makes me disappointed. I wanted to execute her. Not to just execute her, because I wanted my good ending, but I guess we gotta end this in a bloodbath. You keep your men away from the crowd and observe the situation from afar. This matter will be decided without your interference. The door of the chancellery swings open and Sophia emerges before the thousands of people gathered in the square. Her silhouette seems to blaze in the light of the setting sun. She raises a clenched fist in the air, demanding silence. The enormous crowd instantly ceases its murmurs. The voice of the leader of the revolt rings with frigid fury. People of Zante, today is not only the day we took up arms and cast off our shackles. Today is the first day of a new era. We'll bring by taking back our city. We will eliminate anyone who dares to stand in our way. Then we will declare war against the old regime, against the entire empire. No mercy. Upon hearing these words, even the most frantic rebels fall silent. A frightened murmur ripples through the crowd. Is Sophia asking them to take on the entire world? Sophia lifts her hand high, her eyes gleam with yellow light. The mob involuntarily grows quiet and watches its leader. Wrapped with attention, Sophia's golden glow is reflected in thousands of eyes. That's right, war, no mercy. Nobles, defenders of the old faith, the tyrants of the old regime, they will all be executed by the People's Court. Every single enemy of the Zante revolt will be eliminated. Dude, this is fucked up. Arm yourselves, find and execute your enemies before the Legion reaches the city, and then, when the bell tolls, go to the walls. We will unite the entire city and take our freedom by force. The people echo Sophia's cries. Artisans, merchants, peasants from the outskirts of Zante, they will all take up arms and join the ranks in the last straw. The crowd storms the streets, ready to unleash its wrath against temples and nobles alike. This isn't quite what I wanted, you know? This is going to be a bloodbath. You lead your supporters out of the square. The time for the last battle has come. The watchmen inform you that the Legion is only a few hours away. Will the outcome of the revolt be decided in combat, or is there a peaceful solution? It all depends on the actions you take in the coming hours. Well, considering if the only option of me not leading the revolt is a bloodbath or failure, there's probably it's gonna be no peaceful solution. Because I did not have the correct stats for the things that I needed, even if I wanted them, which is a disappointment. While you are busy preparing, night falls over Zante. The darkness brings disorder, lawlessness, and chaos. In the dark, madmen, robbers, and looters flood the city. These gangs have no interest in the fate of the Empire or the revolt. They see the uprising as a sign that the end of the world is nigh, and if the wrath of the gods is at hand, then everything is permitted. Upon hearing reports of gangs roaming the street, you sense danger. What is to stop them from attacking your home? Your people may need you, but you will never abandon your family. Taking a squad of loyal men with you, you hurry to the home district. Your instinct proves to be correct. Even before reaching your street, you smell smoke. Sir Thibault's school is ablaze. The old man was hurled out a third-story window and impaled on a sharp spike at the gate below. Ashes from dozens of burning books blanket the ground like black smoke. Thomas's old house lies in ruin. Breathless, you run up the street. Your men can barely keep up with you. Your hopes are not too late. Around the last turn, there it is, the gate of your ancestral home. You see dozens of figures approaching by the light of a burning house. The thugs are close, too close. You run through the gate into the house. Your men stay to guard the outside. You hastily open the door. Your father is on the doorstep, sword in hand. He recognizes you and lets out a sigh of release. It's you. I'm so glad you're here. The bastards have burned down half the district and they're on their way here. He is cut short. The living room window is shattered. A torch lands on the floor. You quickly stamp out the flames. The back clad in rags. Horrible scars on his wrists and ankle reveal his past as a convict. He yells frantically in your direction. He shrieks, cutting through the din of the fray. The world is coming to an end. We've disobeyed the twins and they're punishing us. There ain't no punishment worse than this, so there ain't nothing to fear. These are our last hours. Do whatever you want. Your soldiers fall, one after another, beneath the onslaught of rapid games. The twins demand us all. We've been damned for your sins, your filthy nobles, you false priest. But before we face our final judgment, we'll dole out a little punishment of our own. He. We'll take our revenge on you before we die. Our judgment cometh. The horde crushes your squad's resistance and approaches the house. The stomping of their feet shake the windows. Your father looks at you in despair. You want to execute us. What do we do, son? Oh, what the fuck? Fuck! No! 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 I mean, fucking, that's the only good option. My playthrough's done. There are too many enraged thugs. You are doomed, but the Brante family will not surrender without a fight. You walk out the front door and face your death with dignity. Take him alive. That one there is a Judge Brante. Let's give him a little taste of our judgment right now. The majestical looters charge at you. Father takes the first of them down with a few swift lunges, but new thugs immediately take their place. You fight with all your might, but you cannot hold back such a frenzied mob. You are knocked to the ground and bound. They all come at you, kicking and punching. You wither on the ground, hearing your family scream, but you cannot help them anymore. The old leader leans over you. You shouldn't have resisted us, you fool. Now you'll be the last to die. You'll watch your whole family die before your very eyes. You are dragged back into the house. You try to struggle, but your body will not obey. You feel blood dripping from your mouth. Your family screams echo through the house. My son, where are you? You try to answer, but you do not have the strength. The end of the world is nigh. No one can stop us anymore. Not the nobles, not the priests, not even the twins themselves. In our final hours, we are taking the power into our own hands. Feel our wrath, Brante family. We hereby sentence you to true death by fire. The flames engulf the building in a matter of seconds. You can barely see through the smoke. Our verdict has been carried out. We've punished the nobles. Well, off we go. Our campaign has just begun. Is this the end? Your home, your family, your hopes and dreams? Will they all go in flames? One by one, this week, your loved ones fall silent. The tree in front of the yard that once protected you and Nathan from the midday heat is now a massive torch. The attic where Gloria used to hide to secretly write her poetry crumbles in the torrent of sparks. The dining room where Stefan used to entertain high-ranking guests is consumed by the blaze. The bedroom where you saw your parents' face the first time is in flames. Your memories help you bear the searing pain of the fire once it finally reaches you, but smoke soon fills your lungs. You cannot breathe. The house crashes down around you, and the last sound you hear. Your life and suffering has come to an end. You are whisked towards blind light.
Neither side could overcome the other. The fire of the revolt could not be extinguished. The province, and then the whole empire, fell on troubled times.
Outcome of the revolt. For years after your death, Enzante continued to simmer like a cooked pot over a slow flame. The powerlessness of the simple folk, unable to change the old order, gradually gave way to rage. Finally, this anger became stronger than their age-old submission to the higher estate and their fear of divine retribution. This rage was the spark that lit the fire of the revolt. The rebels took up arms and seized the city for themselves, led for the shadows of the last straw. When the moment of truth came, there was no soul in Enzante strong-willed enough to spearhead the raging revolt. The opposing factions soon reached a stalemate in which neither side could prevail completely. Enzante refused to surrender, but after a prolonged siege, Gaius Tempus finally broke the city's defenses, and the legion entered the rebellious city of Enzante. The insurgents fled, the mobs disappeared from the square and the streets. The leaders of the revolts were hanged. But the city capture made even more trouble for the overseer. The unrest was beaten down, but not suppressed completely. New riots followed one by one as the common folk, the new faith priests, and many nobles of the Mandarin continued to wage a desperate struggle against the old authorities. Gaius Tempus responded to the seething rebellions with more executions and threats, but dissent continued to grow. As the unrest in the city smoldered, the rest of the empire eventually caught wind of the Enzante revolt. Nearby, Magran town and villages saw their first riots soon after. Chaos began to spread across the empire. The empire responded to this enduring turmoil with ruthless action. But even after several villages and towns were drowned in blood, the riots only intensified. The dominance of the empire and his dynasty began to wane. Power struggles broke out between the powerful nobles in the capital. Then a shocking event shook the empire to its core. Emperor Uther II was found dead in his palace, never to be reborn. His heirs Geron and Flavius both disappeared without a trace. With no one to take the throne, the noble dynasty accused one another of plotting against the Tempest rule. Feuds and internecine strife became commonplace. And so began an age of anarchy, a time of massacre and riots, conflicted and bloodshed, chaos and unrest. There were no winners in this war of all against all, only survivors. The empire entered a dark and terrible age. What became of you? You made your last and most important choice. Was your death worth it? Could have you chosen a different path? Either way, there is no going back. Your fate is sealed. There's no returning from the hereafter. And so you bid farewell to your mortal life. Everything you fought for, everything you strove for, all this, that is behind you now. You are on your way to the shining pillar to await the judgment of the twins. You can no longer change the world's destiny, but the choices you made and the deeds you did have left an indelible mark. The world will remember the life and suffering of Devlin Brante. True death. The hour of your death has come. Your soul has left your body, never to return. You are taken to the peak of the shining pillar. Every moment separates you more and more from the mortal realm. The link that once bound you to it is gone forever. You look up to see two divine vestiges watching you intently. The elder twin gazes upon you full of sorrow and compassion. The younger examines you dispassionately, seeing your every act and thought. You have ascended from the mortal realm. From here, you are but one step away from partaking in eternal bliss atop the peak of the shining pillar. But first you must be judged by them, just as every other soul born in their world has been judged since time immemorable. Only their judgment can decide whether you deserve to remain atop the peak or be hurled down to the foot. You stand before the twins. Your very essence is laid bare before them. All your secrets of your inner self revealed in full. Your soul is like an open book to them, one that preserves the story of your entire life. lie prostrate before the gods. You lie what? Prostrate? Give me a minute. What does that mean? Prostrate? Lying stretched out on the ground without one's face downward. Okay. Okay. The time has come to take responsibility for your mortal life. And the elder twin asks, are you thankful to the gods for the life you lived? I mean, I'm pretty, depressed with the life I lived, to be honest with you. Regretted is what I will say. They hear your answer. Compassion and remorse fill the immeasurable deep face of the elder twin. He turns to face his divine brother, who returns his gaze with an expression of stern remorse. The elder twin asks once more, what was your life to you? Struggle? Suffer? Okay, struggle. Your life was a struggle for your benefit. You spent your life staunchly enduring despair, hardship, and grief. You spent your life diligently doing your duty. Your life was focused on learning about the world and its truth. Your life was spent in service to others. My life was spent in service to others, to be honest with you. I was a lapdog that whole time. Kind of depressing. I'm gonna say that. The elder twin bows his head wearily, considering the response, but the stern visage of the younger already looms above you. Human by name, Brante, what did you live for? Principles? Freedom? Power? Other people? Faith? Or happiness? Or a cause? I lived for freedom, I suppose. The younger's gaze lingers on your bare, defenseless soul. The divine figures continue in stern interrogation. What did you leave behind? Change, order, doctrine, home, legacy, achievement, nothing. Well, I wouldn't really say nothing. Trail for change that will long outlive you. You brought order? No. You believed in something? And no. You provided for your fit? No. You have become an important part. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, kind of did. Nothing. The younger twin now moves toward you with clear intent, poised to render his judgment, but the elder twin restrains his brother with a gesture. A divine force fills you once again. Did your life make the world we made better and more perfect? It became better. It cannot be changed. It did not become better. It became worse. You don't know. That is not for you to judge. It became worse. The younger twin is silent, his eyes, two swords piercing your soul. The elder twin speaks to you again, but you already know the question, the very same question that caused you so much suffering shortly before your true and final death. What determined your destiny? Twin gods exchange a glance that lasts a brief moment and all eternity. Then the hand of the elder twin reaches out to you, glowing with light and warmth. The god offers you an unprecedented opportunity to change your destiny, to rewrite the book of life. Would you like to take a different path in life? What if I say no? No, I don't. No. Reject the hand of the elder. The immense divine silhouette withdraws in sorrow. The younger twin steps forward, leaving you to face his law alone. The twin's judgment is nearing the end. The soul of a man named Brante lies prostrate at your feet. You have witnessed his entire life, known his every action, every act, seen his every thought and desire. No other soul could have ever walked the same path. So many difficult choices, so many emotions, so much pain. Another soul awaits your judgment. You know no mercy, nor does your brother. Every mortal must walk the path chosen for him to the very end. Those who abide by the precepts set forth by you and your brother shall return to you and become part of you. Those who reject you shall know the eternal suffering of oblivion. Where does the man named Devlin Brante belong? If I'm being completely honest, dude, I belong at the foot of the pillar. Like, I did some horrible shit. Just saying. So we're gonna say the foot of the pillar. The sword strikes, the blade mercilessly slices the minuscule soul in twain. It shatters into a multitude of sparks. Each of these sparks was once a dream, a deed, a thought, a hope. The spark flies down to the foot of the shining pillar, to the eternal darkness of nothing, of non-being. The lonely light is slowly extinguished. The man named Devlin Brante is no more. He has finally come to know true suffering. He has become nothing. Aw, shit. My whole life went to this. Death. That was deep, man. Now I want to play through it again and like actually do good instead of just being an asshole. I mean, like, I feel like I screwed myself with the lotless deal, and then I just kept screwing myself with poor decisions. Like when I held on to Sophie, why betray that bitch? Like, then I could have done a better path. But no, instead, I was like, nah, I gotta like keep on to this chick, even though, you know, she's a sadistic woman. And then bam, I got screwed, man. In life. Server. Game. Yeah. Yeah, we're rolling the credits. Man. This is pretty cool though. This is like actually pretty fun. Not gonna lie. I also think I'm gonna play through again. Not tonight, but like I wanna play through. I kinda wanna do like the noble path, and I also wanna do the priest path. But I also wanna do this again and get like a good ending and not like you just actually freaking screwed the whole world. Yeah. Good job, kid, you know? Dude, these last names. Novikar, Vazlenchenko. I can't even pronounce them. These are all of the people who made this game. There was a lot of people that worked on this. This is an indie game? There's a lot of names, man. This is a cool ending credit scene, though. Special thanks to the creators of the Talisman live-action game series. What is the Talisman? Oh, it's a novel by Stephen King and Peter Straub. Oh, but the first one was an 1825 novel. Thank you, dear player, for living through. This was pretty rad, actually. And I mean, for $10, where can you go wrong? I mean, $10, I think that took me like 15 hours or something. So not bad. I mean, I'm a slow reader, so there was that to take into account. But hey, pretty good. Not too shabby. I think I'll have to play through again sometime, and maybe go the noble path or the priest path, or maybe even try to do the rebel path and get a good ending out of it instead of what the heck I just did. But yeah, that was cool. I mean, it was kind of a depressing, sad ending because I got my whole family killed by doing bad choices, but and then I got sent to hell by my own accord. That part was a little disappointing. Like, I wish the twins would have just been like, dude, you fucked up, go to hell, But I mean, it's kind of cool. I got to choose, I guess. Bring the player and ask the player, did you really make the right choices, dude? Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next time. Go check this game out. It's actually really fun. It's good stuff. Yeah, see you later.